Well, today was horrible. I uploaded that short video from work, and it's coming down to this, where they keep saying Will was involved from the beginning. Okay? Well, I know he badgered me, where they said they called Will and explained. I got to thinking he bullied me into that false statement of saying I was lying. And I didn't lie, and I had witnesses and tape and audio in a store and by the bank, and a banker witnessing different things. I wasn't lying, and I had Dave, and he knew it, and he couldn't have me say it. And then they are trying to say, and where he said, you tell some, I'll protect you, but if you tell someone else you're crazy, and no one can help you, he doesn't have that authority. It's badgering laws 1729 under the Department of Justice. They have to take, I talked to an officer, I had dinner with him, and he said, they have to take your statement if they believe you or not. Um, and he said, or they can yell badgering and you can go to jail. And I thought, that's the word I'm looking for. Where my friend from the prosecutor's office used to work there, he said it was illegal for that agent to talk to me like that, and the police knew they couldn't go along with it. And I always thought of bullying, but it's badger is the correct word. Where I tried to tell him what happened at Huntington Bank, and Dave hanging up with me had a phone call to make, and that guy showing up. And then the Pizza Hut lady saying she got uh, paid to watch me, and the banker yelling at him, and he's like, you liar, you confess you're lying or I'll put you in jail. I'm like, what? He said, you either say it or I'll arrest you. He can't do that. He has to take my statement and follow through. Even an officer said that. That's the law. It doesn't matter if they believe you or not. They have to take your statement and follow through. Okay? And then I even told my one friend from the prosecutor's office that he threatened to list me crazy and said no one can help me. He giggled like a little girl. That agent don't have that kind of authority. He can't talk to you like that. It's illegal the way he talked to you. It's part of badgering. And these people are so extreme. They actually had men show up and say they were men for the courts and they were to take care of everything because that agent actually listed me crazy. And um, I wasn't competent and they had to be over me and make decisions for me. I'm a grown ass woman. I do home health care for a living. I actually take care of people for a living. Mm. I never went and seen a couple psychiatrists was tested for being mentally insane. I never stood in front of a judge with them, and for them to have me locked up in a state institution, that never happened. He was just bullying me into trying to stay quiet. And these people went so elaborate, they actually hired actors to act out that in front of people, trying to prove their little scam. And like Will saying, no one can help you. He can say he won't help me, but he can't speak for the FBI. He is not the FBI spokesman. He is not over the FBI. He is not over the Constitution, and he is not over the Department of Justice. He is just a dirty agent. And these people are acting like the police, where my friend from the prosecutor's office, the police know they can't go along with that. It'd be illegal. I actually talked to sheriffs out of this area. If they go along with it, the police, they can actually be legally and financially charged for the other one's crimes. See, what they're acting like is that the police are so stupid in this area that an agent's drugging people and they're raping them? Oh my God, what should we do? It is an agent. My God, what should we do? There's an agent raping somebody and drugging them. My God, we're only sheriffs. What are we supposed to do? Oh, he wants us to help? He's telling us to help? Okay, we'll do it. Like they're that stupid. They would know to tackle them, detain them, and call somebody higher, and then help the victim regardless. Failure to protect is abuse and misconduct. They act like they're so stupid around here, like the cops would have to go along with that. And like they would know not to arrest a retired judge and an agent They're trying to act like they were in the whole time together. That where Dave met Michelle and those evil satanic people in that store on the 3rd day, that on the 6th day, they had come up with this plan to kick in my door into the wall. Set up the button cameras, Photoshop a shower scene, and date rape, drug me, and lie to people they had sodium pentothal reports. That him and retired Judge Pete are in it with drug dealers. And they're stalking people, extorting money, and photoshopping scenes, trying to pull a fast one on people. That agent's in it with a retired judge and drug dealers, extorting money and terrorizing people. That he was in it the whole time. Police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life. They have to speak to everyone before they start, or it's abuse and misconduct that goes into the right of privacy, illegal search and seizure. It's the 4th Amendment. Your place and home will be safe and secure. Okay? I've never been questioned of wrongdoing. Matter of fact, Will told me to admit to no wrongdoing and he'd take care of everything in the end. He never even questioned me on wrongdoing. So do you think I think it's funny they have date rape drug confessions? And I had giant bruises and I was sick and throwing up. Do you think I think it's funny that Dave's sick girlfriends and her sick friends were stalking me and watching us? Make love, walk around our house, live our lives. Watching in the bathroom toilet. Do you realize for them to have a shower scene, they have kitty porn of my grandchildren using the toilet and letting their sick friends watch it? They may have been sold it on kitty porn sites. They're weird. And they're very mentally ill, and they come up with sick stuff for kids to even say that I found out later. They were laughing that they were pretending. Because I don't even talk like that. They're that sick. They're mentally ill people. See, my brother even said, Karen, do you realize if they were taping you unaware outside of protected light case and your grandkids were having pillow fights in the basement, they're jumping around, da 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 da. If by chance something got exposed, something getting pulled down, rolled over, or whatever, he said, and they got that on tape, they can go to jail for kitty porn. You don't realize that. These people are mentally ill. They have kitty porn of my grandkids in the bathrooms using them. They may have sold it. Where these people were to make fun of me, they sold me on the internet. They sold the case on the internet. Why wouldn't they sell children? Getting the idea? What they're dealing with. Huh? They are acting like retired Judge Peyton, that agent. See, Will should have never got my case. I lived in Portage County. It should have went to Akron. Canton Task Force should have never seen it until it was opened. For where they said they called Will and explained Michelle and he set me up. And it was a setup. That's when I got to thinking about it. But they're acting like he was in it with Pete the whole time. That they're running their own little drug and extortion ring together with drug dealers. They don't want to say that about him. Be careful what you say. Because the FBI, they will look at him and say, what the hell were you doing in the Hall's home, stalking him? Because that's what it is. Outside, like Officer Reinhardt in Louisville, it comes down to no matter what. Until Will took your statement and he agreed to protect you. And he had to do that, or the FBI couldn't even be in your home. That's weird. That officer had to talk to Dave. It's illegal no matter what to be in somebody's home. And we could never look or listen. Some lady walked out, my client on Turquoise Road, walked out, and not the split level across the street, but there's a big house right next to it. Walked out and said people been calling and complaining about what's going on down here, how not funny it is. And if she calls, we're not supposed to talk to her with what's going on. Okay? And how about just fix it then? Just fix it. At this point, just fix it. And when she started screaming at all of us, I told everybody to leave her alone. It is what's going on. They did this, right? Yeah, they left. See, everybody knows out there they photoshopped and date rape, drugged everything. The Canton officers were out there in June telling everybody to stop saying stuff to me. They already knew everything was drugged and photoshopped before, and they had no right in my home. They were stalking me from Michelle. I want you to think of that. How not funny this is. A retired judge. Now they're saying that agent and his friends, and their drug dealing friends. I'll tell you what. The guy that followed me and rounded me, that was Savannah's friend. He was like one of the key guys in this thing too. Be surprised how many places he actually showed up during the case. White. Hmm? Might be surprised. Might be surprised how many key actors in this place are not in this case. Sit in apostolic churches. And how much is that? And it was some drug dealers, retired judge for his daughter. Dirty friends. And there's a good chance that Will help plan this out with Pete, and that's why he grabbed my case when I called the hotline. And that's why he badgered me. And like my friend from the prosecutor's office, they're running a scam down here. A fraud scheme. Like they could really do this. And I get in trouble. They can't tell the FBI that Will was part of the legal surveillance. He'd go to jail for stalking me. See, these people can't actually tell a police officer they were in my home. And where they lie, they had a court order. I never got it. I've never been questioned on wrongdoing. You have to be notified for a legal defense. I never stood in front of a judge for anything to be admissible and with a prosecutor or my attorney to weigh it out. I've never had Miranda rights. You can't do everything behind somebody's back. That's crazy, and that's saying we have no legal system. Because I would want a copy of that court order because it's not filed. You know why I know it's not filed? I was never notified. The prosecutor's office never mentioned it, or the Portage County Sheriff's. And they denied all knowledge of anybody being in my home and that it would be illegal. Because I would take that court order. You know what I do with it? I take it to the Bar Association. And guess what? I take it to the state. I take it to the news and say, look, this judge is breaking the Fourth Amendment and all those constitutional rights. Do you know how fast they get arrested? It's called instantly. 5 years at least, if not more. 6 to 20 for the last 5 that drugged and framed people. 41 lives before they were stopped. Conflict of interest for judges. If you Google it, it comes up with a case. 5 judges raped and framed. 41 lives before they were stopped. It's not the first time judges have went insane with power. And they think they're above the law. And they're not. I was found innocent in everything in 18 because that agent opened up the case. A protected custody case had an officer talk to Dave. And they found all of the grandkids lying because they wanted Auntie Shell and Papa to get the house. And they were making everything up the floor. They're documenting me games of pretend. And I think the asinine stunt of putting a shower scene in the other room is not funny. And it's got to the point of asinine. And the police said, I told them about the shower scene in the other room. I even told them about the 10 people witnessing of the shower scene in the other room. And that that the car had even caught them. That's where they even found a tape of them emitting a shower scene in the room. That they emitted a frame in the outside. that they admitted to drug and telling me to say it, and what officers and what departments already know it. So, yeah. Do I find any of these insane, asinine people saying a word to me? I went in sheets today and some idiot walked in and screamed, "We didn't expose yourself, so there's no reason to say anything to you." It's a shower scene, you dipshit. Of washing they put in the other room. You're that fucking retard? Get some mental help. So you don't act out in public and you can't act right. Get some fucking help. It's a shower scene. What part of? They did the shower scene in the other room to make you look weird with yourself. They can't use it because some idiot man told on them. Well, it was more than one with 10, and apparently there's people calling the FBI and the police on you people. It's about time. They need to start being afraid. They're down here flexing their muscle. Hey, we're doing this to Karen, and nobody's stopping us. We can do it to you and pay people off not to help you. Do you realize how since they've been here, the Cadillac converters, spree of them, spree for months, getting stolen everywhere. People have disappeared and been kidnapped out of this area. And how many other more crimes have went up since this case started? Because they brought drug dealers down in this area. And they're flexing their muscles and showing people what they could do. And they could get away with it. And I heard even my ex-husband is bragging to people how much they abused me and got away with it. It's illegal to let somebody abuse somebody. No matter what. I saw an innocent of everything. My family spoke highly of me. And like Flora said, of course it never happened. Of course it wasn't true. We made it up. It's just a game of pretend. But they're that mentally ill to tell children pretend sick shit. That came out of their hearts and minds. They're the one with problems.